Your Life and Sex Island, Chapter 5, picking up the tab, page 126. Who pays how much tax on income, wealth, and purchases? We are now at $1 million in our look at realistic people making $10,000 per year, $100,000, $1 million, $10 million, $100 million, and last, $1 billion in 1 year. Charles and Cherish make $1 million per year. When Charles was rambunctious green, he was going to be something else, fireman, policeman, or astronaut. But it was never to be. There were doctors in the family, including Daddy, and that settled the matter. He came out of his mother's womb into a hallway with many doors, firemen, etc., but only one door at the end, MD. All of the other doors were closed as he looked into them. His parents were good at gently but firmly closing the doors. He was Ivy cultured. Ballroom dance lessons, piano, many theatrical stage plays, Broadway of course. Everyone, all cultured, respectable, worthwhile. People of quality did those things. They knew history, dance, music, drama, biology. You could tell the difference. From what play did, quote, "From high good fortune in the blood blossoms the quenchless agony," unquote, come from Charles? Right, Charles. Correct, Charles. I told you he would know, didn't I, George? My, he is so clever. You are so clever, Charles. You know, there are people out there who simply don't understand these things. They simply have no interest in knowledge, civility, or culture. Thank goodness we don't have to have anything to do with them. So Charles received a scholarship to Cambridge Class Ivory Tower University. Not certainly a need scholarship. No, a merit scholarship. Everyone wanted him. Charles had no needs. He was, of course, a member of the secret Clausen Club. Some people called it a fraternity, but that was because they simply did not understand. These were the future world shapers of the new world order, the ones who would bring democracy and progress to the backward people of the world, whether they wanted it or not. You may remember that they had a little trouble with some of the town girls, but it was kept from the papers and quietly settled. The boys, of course, were given a firm talking to and no alcohol for a month, although no one would ever need to check. Charles was athletic. He joined crew and was coxswain for a semester until it bored him. Friends of Charles' parents introduced him to Cherish. She was beautiful, cultured, intelligent. She was studying social science, not to work in the undesirable neighborhoods certainly, but maybe where she could do some real good, like fundraising. They both graduated, of course, with honors. Charles became a herpetologist, Cherish became a fundraiser for worthwhile causes, and of course the correct political party, the one that hates those mobsters in unions. They knew all the right people. The names of both their parents were engraved on the donor board at the Chesapeake Art Museum, and their conservative church paid them special homage. In 2 years, Charles was on the board of the Charity Christian Hospital, although his Christianity was quietly questioned by some jealous would-bes who simply were not competitive. They couldn't hold to the standards. Cherish was on the board of several charitable foundations whose charters earnestly promised to do much good, to at least cure some major plague, if not to actually save the world in short order. Cherish received inquiries from the White House for some sub-cabinet posts, but her husband's career was too important for her to success. Oh, yes, indeed, they were married. Everyone knew they would be. A small, intimate wedding with only 750 guests. He had several special female friends whose blood he checked from time to time. She had a few valued advisors with whom she had long lingering trysts, learning about collecting contributions. It was a good marriage. They would have children someday, for sure. They had an accountant keep track of their income. They each had stock and bond portfolios since they could remember. Mommy and Daddy and aunts and uncles and several trusts all made contributions. Charles' salary, fees, and teachings brought in about $400,000. Cherish had several salaries, plus speaking fees that netted about $300,000. Dividends and interest totaled about $300,000. The accountants kept his and her books just in case, but there would be no problem. They had had a prenuptial agreement. At the end of last fiscal year, their joint net worth was almost $3.25 million. The accountants drew up a budget. Charles and Cherish tried to keep it. They really did. Housing, a little over $50,000. Food, a little less than $17,000. Transportation, about $7,000. Clothes, not much over $1,000. Utilities, slightly less than $3,000. Furniture, $1,300 plus. Other, $10.5 grand. Medical, $500. They had connections. Income tax, just shy of $600,000. Investments, less than $400,000. The percent of their income paid on the wealth tax, 1.2%. Not much. Percent of income paid on purchase tax, 0.2%. But listen up, income tax took 55% of their income. Wow, it could be and often is claimed that the government is confiscating their income. The percent of their wealth paid in taxes is 15.5%, far less than couples earning less and far less. Income remaining after expenses and taxes, $360,000. Wealth remaining after expenses and taxes, over $4 million. So Charles and Cherish pay over half of their income in taxes of one kind or another. 57% is a substantial portion of their income. The taxes on their wealth are rather modest, 1.2%, and the total taxes as a percent of their wealth is 15.5%. Their wealth increases by more than $250,000. Purchase the book now by clicking on the link in the description below.